In this video, I'm going to show you guys how we choose what strategy to follow when we flip property in South Africa. This is also our 50th property that we are flipping, and we are calling it House Arcos. So first things first, why is this called House Arcos? Well, there are quite a lot of arches. We recently reposted a video of a property we did a few years ago, and it had all these arches that we really accentuated throughout the flip. And what I find when I consult with clients is that a lot of them find houses that was built in the 70s, 80s, 90s in the old east of Pretoria, and they have these arches. And then what the clients want to do is they say, let's square all of them out because square is the new cool thing to do. I don't like that as much. I like keeping features like an arch in a house. And the reason is a few things. One, if you have features like that, it is really something that you can accentuate in a really nice way. Like this property have all of these arches, all of the front windows, all of the back windows, even throughout the house. Now, using these arches in a good way actually adds to the property instead of taking away. And that brings me to the next part of this property and of all properties. When we flip properties, we attempt to use as much of the property as there is available to use. For instance, like I said, the arches, we're going to accentuate those, and we're going to create in this property a little bit of like a Mediterranean style. Modern Mediterranean would probably be the design inspiration for this house in terms of styling. And then secondly, it's got all of these stacking doors. Now, we don't normally buy a house where there's a 6-meter stacking door already installed. So we're going to do our best to use all of these features throughout, and thus not spending a lot of money. Because as soon as you start breaking out walls and turning arches into squares and that type of thing, you end up spending quite a lot of money, because now you have to retouch, replaster, repaint, do a lot of things on these finishes. Whereas as soon as you reuse these features, it allows you to not spend crazy amounts of money while still using good design to use these things to the benefit of the property. In this specific property, we got really lucky by having a lot of good base features to work from. Like for instance, these naughty pine ceilings, which we can make really good looking if we just paint them. Then coming through, there is really good bones to this house. It's 3-bedroom, plus a study, large stand, plus a double garage. So there's a lot of space. We don't need additional spaces. And just look at this kitchen. These are not solid, I think they are veneers, but they have this very good shaker profile. So we got really lucky again in having a kitchen like this, where some of it is a bit broken and dilapidated, but as a generic, as a whole, it is in quite good state. We'll probably refinish these with either painting or revarnishing or something like that. But because of the profile, they are actually a really good feature to have. And I want to emphasize that when you ever flip property, it is very important not to just say, oh, we are now flipping a property, so let's redo everything. Let's rip everything out, let's start again. And the reason for that is, like I said, all of those things cost money. And when you're spending a lot of money on a house, it becomes more and more and more difficult to make a good profit on that flip. If you're doing it for yourself, it's a little bit different because you're going to get the benefit of that property for the next 5 or 10 or 50 years. So that makes a difference. But when you are flipping it to sell yourself immediately in the next few months, then you want to spend as little as possible while still having good enough of a design impact on the property to make that difference and to create that value. I want to interrupt myself. We do have a course on this, and I want to punt it to you guys because I assume a lot of you are watching this to learn how to flip property. Our course was designed with new flippers in mind. It's called Flip Your First Property, and the idea of it is to guide you through the first flipping of your property. And I cover a lot of these types of topics in that course, where we talk about strategies to effectively flip. So we talk about a small, medium, or a large property flip strategy. And the idea is at some properties you can spend a little amount of money, and on other properties you have to spend a little bit more money. And the idea is to choose the space where you can most effectively take advantage of that property for profit, because that's essentially what we're doing when we are flipping property. So if you are watching this and you are an aspirational flipper, I want to encourage you, go and have a look at our course. It really does cover everything from finding properties, fixing them up and selling them again. And it covers this in way more detail, how to effectively strategize before starting your renovation. So right here, I'll put a discount code for you guys. If you want to go and purchase it, use the coupon code. It will make it a bit cheaper for you guys. Coupon code right here, Marcel. Thanks. So let's get back to this property, House Arcos. Like I said, kitchen will probably reuse Rustenburg tops, which I hate because they have been put into kitchens for a whole lot of time because they are the cheapest granite tops you can install. A lot of people have installed them over the years. We do have a few tricks up our sleeve for granite tops, and we'll see what we can use and not use, and maybe we'll do something special with them and reuse them in a good way, because as soon as you can reuse something, it is a good thing. Now, coming down the hallway, there are 3 bedrooms. They all actually have very decent laminate flooring. They have good carcasses in terms of the cabinetry. So there is really a lot that can be reused on this house. All of the ceilings are good, except for the main bedroom, which I'll show you guys here. And then coming into the bathroom, there is a thing we recently started doing. When the bathrooms are decent, we attempt to use a lot of the main features like baths, like mixers, like wall tiles, and just try to accentuate them. So we'll typically change these types of trims in a way where that really makes the bathroom better, and maybe we'll add some features which just adds a bit of a wow factor, like for instance a vanity. I think these vanities will probably fix up. They are decent. Have a look at the glass, have a look at the handles, have a look at the footing. All of those will make better, but there are definitely parts of this that we can reuse. And then they need a mirror over these windows or somewhere around the windows, because it is a vanity after all. And I've seen something recently that I want to try in a house, and maybe we'll try it here. I'm not going to tell you guys yet. Into the master bedroom, there is quite a lot of damp issues in here. I'm not exactly sure what caused this. It looks like a bit of a mold issue in terms of on the walls as well as on the ceiling. But I think it's been caused by not proper extraction in this bathroom. Maybe there's something else. We'll see that as we go along. But mainly in this bedroom, we can reuse the floors. We can maybe reuse this sad looking fan. In a previous house we have done that and it works really well. We can accentuate those arches, we can reuse the carcasses, and we'll do a bit of a sprucing up in the main ensuite. This is House Arcos. It is our 50th property. We are super excited to get going, and I want you to like and subscribe and follow along on this journey of House Arcos. We're going to attempt to make a really special house out of this one. Like I said, it is our 50th. So we really want to do something really nice and put something really nice onto the market for somebody to buy. I'd love if you can follow along on the journey of this property. So click the bell icon for notifications about these types of videos, and share this video. Send it on to somebody who you think might find it useful, or somebody who would want to also flip property. See you guys in the next one.